My name is Margarita Esparrago Arzadun, because we have two last names in Spain. The first one from the father and the second one for the mother. I came here when I was 25, so 33 years ago.
Hello, my name is Tony King.
Mission sequence start. 6, 5.
I am 51 years old. I live in Westchester, New York. I moved to New York from England in September 1997.
And why did I come here? Because I was a disaster and I didn't know what to do, so my father suggested, you learn English, you can find something in Spain, because in Spain not many people spoke English at that point, and so decided to become an au pair. So the choices were, England or United States, but England, it was right there, nothing special, because it was Europe. So I went adventure and I decided to come to this country. After my year as an au pair, a friend of mine told me that I could start college here. Something that you couldn't do in Spain. It would be very weird a 25 or 26-year-old person go to college. Although here it was, not super common, but it was nothing like outrageous.
My childhood in England was great. I lived in a beautiful part of the world called Dorset, which is countryside, rolling green hills and beautiful beaches, and lots of villages and small towns. However, I always knew I wanted to break out from Dorset. I always was very interested in going to London, and I was obsessive about New York City. Never been to America before, but I had a feeling I should go to New York.
So I decided to enroll, and I got a student visa, and I started college here. I did very well. Started Essex County College, then I moved to Rockhurst. Then I met my first husband. I got married, had 2 kids, divorced, and I started working. So I moved from Newark to New Jersey, to Stamford, Connecticut. I started working at UBS, met my husband, then I had my 3rd child, and from there. So my family in Spain, my father was an engineer. Everybody in my family had a college degree or PhD or something, so I was the only one who didn't. When I left, my father was alive, but he died. I moved here in 90, he died in 91, and my mom just died last year. So my siblings are in Spain, except one who lives in Belgium, Brussels. They are all, professionals, and my husband and I have a place I am from La Coruña, northwest of Spain, Galicia. We have a place there, so we visit often. We spend the summer there, or sometimes Christmas, a week here or 3 weeks there. So I keep my roots there. And all my kids can speak Spanish, they have friends there, they love Spain. So, they are American, but they love Spain. And they feel comfortable there. I wish my kids could work and go back to Spain and work there, but there's no way they will because the salaries and everything are like a fifth of what they could make here. So of course they wouldn't. Okay, when I got married and I started studying here, I got my green card, and I didn't care much about becoming a citizen. But then I realized that it was very important because I wanted to decide, I wanted to vote, and and I feel like an American. The first years, I think it happens to almost every immigrant. You love your country, and your country is always much better than United States. But then you realize that no, things are not. No, just because they are different here, they are no worse. Sometimes they are much better. So I appreciate all that this country did for me, and I feel like an American. I am very proud. Now each time I go back to Spain and I talk to my friends, they get upset with me because I criticize Spain more than I used to, because I am more objective, and now I have the best of both worlds, and yeah, I'm very proud of being an American. Thank you.
In 1990, I moved from Dorset to London. I was 17 and a half years old. I got a job in a graphic design studio as a trainee graphic designer, learnt my trade, worked with them for about 6 years, took another job in central London doing web design work and digital work, and the company that hired me were opening a New York office. And as soon as I heard that, I jumped at the chance and begged them to send me to New York. In September 1997, age 25, I moved from London to New York. I knew one person in America. Well, I always appreciated England and loved London and appreciated all aspects of life in Britain. It has its charms, it has a lot of fun, beautiful things about it. As an entrepreneur, I might be somewhat limited. I always was attracted by this idea and energy of New York City being a place where if you've got talent and you work hard, you can truly become something. You can achieve a lot in America. The American dream to me was work hard, be good at something, and go a long way. And so that was something I was chasing. When I had the opportunity to come to New York, I grabbed it, and from day one decided that this is an opportunity that most people don't get. I should work really hard. I woke up early. I got to work early. I got to work before anyone else. I was the last to leave. I worked at the weekends. I worked over holidays. And I really saw the fruits of that work start to take shape as my career progressed, and people started to know who I was and what I was good at, and I started to get more work, and I could see it happen. I could see that by putting in hard work and being good at something and being passionate about it turned into like success. And so, the American dream is alive and kicking, and what absolutely was something that was real. It wasn't just something on TV or in movies which I'd seen or heard about. If you're successful in England, people get jealous. They often build people up to knock them down. And if you're financially successful, there's a lot of jealousy out there, and people will kind of begrudge it a little bit. Whereas the thing I saw in America, if you're successful, people high-five you, people support you, people love it. They love that you come to this country and you make something and do well. I have an American work ethic and American optimism, but I like to have things around that are traditional and remind me of home, but also kind of give Olivia a bit more of a kind of traditional, classy upbringing. The downside of that is we're not really into like American sports, which I don't know if that's a downside for me, but it's just one of the side effects of that. We're not really into like American traditions, but we're very much into sort of British classy life and good British brands, and the idea of Europe being somewhere to take inspiration from. That's something I truly try to instill in Olivia and our life at home. We surround ourselves with a wide range of global influences, including I mean, you know, cars, Italian, British, German, food, British chocolate. We drink tea. We eat Korean food. There's a lot of different influences happening here, and I think it creates a kind of really interesting tapestry of life. I think what happened was I came here as an Englishman, used my English design sensibilities and taste to be successful at something, and then I worked hard to create the American dream, building a company, selling it, building a second company, selling it, building a third company, and then in the last 5 years, that American dream has really turned into the sort of lifestyle which is my dream life. No, I'm the only one in my family that I know of that came to America. There are some of my father's siblings went to Canada, but even my grandparents were immigrants from Italy to England. I mean, we're all descended from immigrants in some way or another, mostly. So, yeah, I'm the only one that sort of came to America that I know of and sort of made something with my life here. Yeah, I think if I stayed in England, I would probably have been lazier and gotten so far and been fine with it and not pushed myself to go as far or work as hard or do as many things as I've done. I'd probably be blissfully ignorant to that, and you know, I think America's an incredible place. I think you can come here and work hard, be good at something and succeed. I think you can bring people along for the journey, and you can build a company and employ people and teach them and see them go off and do successful things. That's amazing. I think there are some downsides to America. Politics has become insane in the last few years. There's a division. There's lots of movements happening the whole time, which are distracting, and I don't fully agree with all of them. I think there's a tension between races. There's a tension between money and no money. There's a tension between coasts and areas of the country that makes me uncomfortable. The systems, if you break the law, are incredibly harsh and terrifying, putting people in prison. The murders, the school shootings, it's a scary place at times. But underneath it all, there's American people, when they're face to face, are a good bunch of people that can all get along. It's social media, the news, media, it's fueling the fires. And I think that sometimes we just need to sit down with our fellow Americans and our neighbors and different people from different backgrounds and realize we actually have more in common than we do not in common.
Great, thank you.
Do you think you can understand my English sometimes?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'll be okay.